W Legends Jerry Lynn and Mikey Whipwreck. Now, let's welcome your host, Mike Freeland.
That is me. My name is Mike Freeland. Welcome to another episode of Front Row Material. I am on my own right now, but I will have the panel joining me shortly. Hope everyone's Tuesday night is going well. Hopefully, you got a chance to check out the Freeland Five. We had a big show earlier this afternoon. We covered the top 5 stories that are trending in wrestling right now. But I think without any doubt, the biggest story trending in wrestling right now is the passing of Scott Hall. And I want to kind of start off the show talking about that because no matter if you expect something to happen or you don't expect it or whatever it may be, when you're a pro wrestling fan and a death happens, it's a big loss. It's very difficult to compartmentalize and to digest. And I think especially with Scott, somebody who we saw him struggle so mightily for so many years, and then things started to turn around and get better for him. And knowing that his body was breaking down due to wrestling, we've seen so many prior wrestlers, back surgeries, knee surgeries, hip surgeries, be doing well, recouping, and then all of a sudden, due to complications with a blood clot, he ended up suffering what we've been told is 3 heart attacks. Then he went on to life support, and then they took him off of life support around noon yesterday, and he made it all the way until about 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time before he had expired. It's so sad. It's such a sad thing. I was mentioning it on the five earlier today that it often reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior in so many ways. The Ultimate Warrior had gone through so much, and he finally came and he made peace, not only with himself, but he made peace with a lot of the people in the business that he might have been at odds with. And he came out and gave that amazing speech on Monday Night Raw. And then, what was it, 24 hours, 48 hours later, he was gone. And it's sad. It's really sad when you hear people are getting their life back together and then something like this happens. And my thoughts and prayers are out to not only the Hall family, but to the legions of wrestling fans who loved Scott Hall. And from his AWA days to his early WCW days to his days in the WWF and then back to WCW, even during his TNA stint as well, when he came back. So many different things that Scott has done and great matches. Throughout the course of the show tonight, I want you to hit me up in the chat and let me know what your favorite Scott Hall moment was. If you have a favorite Scott Hall match, love to get your input on that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's bring in to the show. He's a regular. He's a Canadian. He is the leader of the behavior scale. It is Dr. Butt, if you will. Let's go ahead and bring him on in here. Mr. Butt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, Freeland. How are you, bud?
You know what? I am doing well. Obviously, with everything being taken into consideration, it's interesting. You always know where you were when a tragedy happens. And I remember where I was when I found out about Dusty Rhodes. I remember where I was when I found out about the Ultimate Warrior. And I think in so many regards, people have thought this would have happened to Scott Hall many, many years ago. Kevin Nash gave an interview and he said he was just preparing to wait for the phone call when Scott had passed. But Scott really turned things around. Let me ask you this. It's so creepy. You go in for hip surgery and all of a sudden a blood clot gets loose, 3 heart attacks, and now we're talking about you in the past tense. It's been a very surreal 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bad news bears. I mean, the guy had a rough road. He battled his demons. God bless him. From what you read, he was on the right side of things. And then to hear him go out like this, it makes you think. Not to be morbid, but you don't know when your number is up. Maybe you should
You
try
don't.
to, live life half decent. Enjoy life, make the most of it, be a good person, and And that's something we could all learn from. I mean, I'm the first one to admit I'm an asshole most of the time, but we should all maybe just be a little bit of a better person, because when your number's up, your number's up. Unfortunately, I don't say that in jest. I don't say that to be smart or anything else. It's
It's
just
just
the way it
reality.
is. I'm 40. I just turned 43 a couple weeks ago. I would like to think I got a bunch of good years left in me. You don't know.
You don't.
You could get clipped by a car walking through a parking lot. Heaven forbid, for me, I could have an accident in my wood shop one night. You don't know,
No, you don't.
and try to make the most out of everything. Enjoy life, be a good person, and I don't know. It's just hard.
I was watching on Peacock the documentary series, and there's so many things WWE does very well. And I will say, production they do well. Their documentaries are spot on. I absolutely love watching those. And I was watching the one on Razor Ramon, um, and it chronicles so many things that he's gone through. And when he was a bouncer in a bar, and I think you can appreciate that. He was a bouncer, and then they said, "Hey, the big money is bouncing in strip clubs," and so he started bouncing there. And one thing led to another. An unfortunate night where there was a tussle for a gun, and the gun accidentally went off, and a guy died. And it seems like when I was watching that documentary, that was kind of the precursor to a lot of things that would happen to Scott subsequently. It was just trying to recover from something that was that tragic. And, Scott had mentioned seeing a therapist, and PTSD is a real thing. And it's just tough. It's very, very tough. And to know the precursor to so many things, what led to maybe some of the alcohol and substance abuse, it breaks your heart, because at the end of the day, he had no intentions of having that happen in the parking lot. But he took it very, very, very personal. And
Well,
man,
like you would, but Hall is from the generation, right or wrong, probably wrong. Uh, PTSD was foo-foo. It
oh
wasn't
sure,
suck it up. Don't be a big
yes,
baby. Suck it up,
rub some dirt on it.
right? And you'll be all right. Just get over it. You're being a big baby. No, we know that now. That's not to knock that generation. That's not to knock the people. It was just different, right? Man, I know, as you know, I was a bouncer for years, and I've seen some stuff. I seen a guy get gutted one night, right? And it sticks in your head. You don't ever forget it. I couldn't imagine working and killing a guy. Right now, once again, did he kill him? No, but it resulted in a death. Let me
Right.
rephrase what I was saying. I apologize there. But I couldn't imagine whether you feel like you're in the right or you're in the wrong. That's gotta weigh on your mind. It has to. And a lot of people, once again, I've been a person to do it, turn to the bottle to deal with stuff, right? Or thankfully, it's never been me, but pills or God only knows whatever else. I mean, he had a rough road. I mean, he was not an old man, right? And he lived through a lot of stuff. That unfortunate death when he was a bouncer. Just running the roads. We all know those stories. Running the roads, uppers to get going, downers to get some sleep, the pills, the booze, the whatever else. I mean, he had a rough road.
He did. He definitely did. In the road of a wrestler, the life of a wrestler, it's so much more than just taking the bumps in the ring. I mean, most of the things that happen to wrestlers happen, when you walk through the curtain, whether that be
Mhm.
relationship issues with a significant other, being away from home for so long, not seeing your kids, trying to work through injuries, coming down off a high. Most wrestling shows don't end till 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then you got to go to bed. And how do you go to bed when your adrenaline's pumping? Well, you have to take a downer and get yourself to sleep. And then in the morning to get yourself awake. And you got to get yourself, back on your feet and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And in that perpetual cycle of uppers and downers, it's not intended to be used inappropriately. It's unfortunately just the nature of the way the industry is. And I think we've learned in the subsequent years that those things are very, very difficult on your body. With that being said, let's go ahead and let's bring in another Canadian. He is, for tonight, he is the bad guy. He is the bad guy. There he is. Mr. Ramon, aka Liam Savage. It's good to see you tonight, my friend. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Obviously, wrestling world isn't doing too great right now, but it's the days of our lives, I guess. Something seems to always happen.
It does, and we have, it really surprises me that we still have some of the guys left that we do. I mean, Hulk Hogan was a big steroid abuser. It surprises me that he's still, I don't want to say hasn't been affected by it, but I'm sure he has been in some way, shape, or form. And the Brutus Beefcakes, and the list goes on and on. But as you both know, that list is dwindling very, very quickly. And I think the newer generation, they call them the video game generation, is starting to realize that we're learning from the past. What's your take on Scott Hall and the news that you found out?
A little surprising, I would think. So not routine surgery, but it's not something you really have to think about before you go in. It's like, okay, hip surgery, yeah, it's pretty big surgery, but you never think you're not going to come out of it.
Right.
I made the point saying to somebody that the way he, and I'm not trying to throw shade on his life, but the way he lived his life, and I know he was clean for a number of years up until he passed, but it adds up. And
sure.
maybe his body just couldn't take it. Maybe someone that hadn't had those issues would have been able to pull through. We don't know. So we have to look at it in those terms. But it was pretty sudden. I just barely remember hearing about him going in for hip surgery, and I was like, oh, okay, that'll be good for him. He can live the rest of his life getting around a bit easier and all that. And then this happened, so I was like, oh, okay. I do want to point out, though, that there was a lot of people, and I'm sure you guys saw this, that were saying rest in peace before he had already passed.
Yes.
And, I'm trying not to be negative here, but, like that, it should go without saying that shouldn't be something that's, like, just out of respect, you shouldn't be putting that. We all knew pretty much what the end result was going to be. But
right.
just to say it prematurely like that, I mean, have some class. And there were some notable people online that were doing it, some notable accounts that were doing it. And myself and a few other people were just thinking, like, nothing's even, like, he hasn't even passed yet and you're doing this. It's ridiculous. Real shitty move on all their parts. But yeah, It just goes to show, I guess, that the old school lifestyle, it's starting to, as the wrestlers start to pass away because of things that might have been preventable with keeping their life longer, we notice probably that the newer generation won't have nearly as much of that because the proliferation of a lot of the newer wrestlers who are a bit smaller, and that's become more popular, and now you can be any size and still break through. And that wasn't the case 20 years ago and before that. So we need to look at it. We need to look at it these days, basically, like, the way it's going to be in the future is we won't be hearing as many tragic stories, hopefully. And just the way the business is going now, like, some people may say it's soft or whatever, but I mean, who's to judge, right? I mean, I think it'd be better for a guy to pick up a video game controller than do 6 shots or something and take a soma. That's hey, that's just me, call me crazy, but yeah.
But what's your thoughts?
The hardest things, I mean, the three of us are in similar age. When you see the people we grew up watching, and there's slowly falling off now.
Yeah.
Lifestyle issues, however you want to word it. These are some of them are people we grew up watching when we were kids,
Yep.
right? And now he's like, he's unfortunately he's gone. That's I don't want to say a reality check. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but it's something to take into. Wow, man, I remember watching him or her, whatever it was, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was whatever. Now, holy shit, they've passed away. It's a bit of just a kick in the pants. I don't know how to put it. It just affects you. I don't know if it affects you. It hits you. You realize that, wow, when I was a kid, so and so was amazing. Favorite wrestler or whatever it be. Ultimate Warrior, prime example. I would venture to say most of us thought the Ultimate Warrior was the cat's meow when we were kids. And then it's like, wow, he passed away. That's I don't know. It's just when it hits you like that. He was a superhero when we were kids. He was everything you wanted to be, and now he's gone. And I can only imagine what the wrestlers are going through. People that wrestled with them, against them, whatever it would be. It's got to hit them hard. They were running the roads together, on shows together here and there, doing whatever it would be together. And nice, you guys and girls are slowly passing on. It's just tough.
ECW fan made a great comment, said that, you know what, it is amazing that Jake Roberts is still with us. I mean, when you think about individuals who've put themselves through so much, and Scott definitely did, let's be honest. I mean, outside of the surgery, Scott dealt with a lot of emotional things. And once again, I'm not going to pass judgment how someone chooses to cope with things, because we don't all have the same support system around us. And I think that's where you have to be grateful for the people that you have, because you have to keep in mind, not everyone has that. Not everyone has that person that you can open up to and talk to. But, when you think about the things that Jake has done, just watching Beyond the Mat was an eye opener. And then you see the resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts, which is a great thing to see, and how he's being utilized backstage with AEW now is a great thing. But my God, it's a
miracle.
It truly is. And, when we talk about things that are a miracle, the one thing I kept thinking of is, we were close to losing Ric Flair a few years ago. And I was I remember where I was. I remember where I was teaching, and I was in the parking lot having lunch in my car. And, it was like he has a 14% chance of living, and this and that. And all the years of drinking had definitely caught up with him. And I thought, this is it. And people were preparing on different podcasts, and different wrestlers were going to put a tribute together. And then he pulled through. And so I guess I kind of conditioned myself to think, well, Scott's going to pull through too. We've been down this road before. We've seen miracles happen. But once again, we don't know the severity of these heart attacks. We don't know the severity of what the blood clot was, and how weak his body may have been, or compromised by just everything that he had gone through. And it's a gut punch. It's definitely a gut punch. But I Am Dwayne says NWO for life. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, he also says, so sad for the loss of Scott Hall. ECW fan says, rest in peace, Scott Hall. Something that people may or may not realize is that Scott Hall was in the very first segment of the very first Monday Night Raw with Vince McMahon in the ring. So he was actually the very first when it came to Monday Night Raw from the Manhattan Center. And so many great matches happened in the Manhattan Center, including the match I remember vividly watching in my living room. He and the 1-2-3 Kid, when the 1-2-3 Kid won. And literally that has to be one of the first memories of just upset city. It's like March Madness, but it was so cool to see that. And subsequently finding out that they're really good friends definitely was an awesome thing. But let me first throw it to the butt. What was your first match that you remember seeing Scott in?
I think you just hit it out of the park right there. That was the first match I can remember. I have no doubt I've seen him before, but I remember him and the 1-2-3 Kid. Unfortunately, I don't remember vividly, but I remember that. I mean, we all know the ladder match. I mean, that's pretty iconic there. But the first match I can remember would be him and the 1-2-3 Kid. And, well, it launched the 1-2-3 Kid, and it definitely didn't hurt Razor Ramon by no stretch
Not
of
at
the
all.
imagination.
Liam, what was your first encounter with Scott Hall?
Sorry.
That
I'll
was
set that to vibrate.
That was a dramatic introduction
Just cut me off. I see how it is.
to Liam's answer.
It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. So I'd like to say it was, in the AWA or something, but I barely. I remember just bits and pieces of the AWA because it was around when I was just, before I was 10, and but I came to starting to watch wrestling again, kind of real hardcore when it was like probably late '95.
Mm-hmm.
So he was kind of on the downside of his WWF career at that point, but I do remember the main thing I remember was, and it's probably not the best first memory, but was him against Goldust.
Ah,
And-
yes.
Yeah, and we all know what he thought of that.
Correct.
It was nothing personal against Dustin Rhodes, but just the whole program he wasn't a fan of. I remember that, and I thought, oh, that's kind of crazy. But obviously, we ought to remember he's the one that started off the NWO, right?
Absolutely.
So that was something I remember watching. We only got a clipped version of Nitro where I lived, so we'd only get to see like little clips of it basically. But I remember seeing that, and it was like, was it Mike Enos against Wayne Bloom or something? I don't know, some throwaway match, and he just comes walking down the stands, and I'm just thinking, wow, this is interesting, and that was the first major thing I remember, and then just everything off from there. I do remember going back and seeing some of his stuff, like the WrestleMania 10 ladder match. That was great. A lot of his big important matches I saw after the fact, but the main real eye opener was him appearing on Nitro for the first time. That was pretty special.
I remember seeing his vignettes as he was coming to the WWF, and as Razor Ramon, and he was the Scarface character in the big Cadillac, and then walking the streets. It's either South Florida. I would assume it was South Florida. Just kind of doing the whole Cuban thing, and I thought that was so well done in the days when they had vignettes building up the appearance of someone. And I thought the character of Razor Ramon was it was cool. It was one of the first characters I remember that the whole thing was meant to be cool. Ric Flair was always the flashy guy, the guy that got the girls, but he was just slick. He was debonair, and it was one of those deals where when he came in, he had all the intangibles. I think in the documentary on Peacock, they actually call him wrestling's version of Tom Selleck, because if you remember, he originally had the big thick mustache, the
Big
curly
Scott Hall.
hair. Yeah, Big Scott Hall, and then he did the Razor Ramon character where he slicked his hair back and kept the stubble and the toothpick, and it just worked for him. It was golden.
The toothpick. I don't know why I'm not a toothpick guy, but when I was a kid watching that, I don't know how many wooden toothpicks we went through at my house. I just put a toothpick in my mouth. Why?
Yep.
Because it's cool. Razor
Yes.
Ramon. Who the hell's Razor Ramon? Don't worry about it. I just walk around with a toothpick in my face. Right? Totally useless, complete nerd. But I thought that was cool.
Then a wrestling fan hit me up today on a DM and said, I didn't realize this. I thought it was a ticket stub on the back of his trunks and on his jacket.
Really?
And I really didn't realize that it was a razor blade. It was just, I don't know. Sometimes it's funny just to have people say something to pop you. Maybe he was just messing with you, but it was funny. But in all seriousness, I loved his entrance music. Loved his entrance music, just with the car screeching and then the dun 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 dun. Dun. I just thought it was great. It gave a certain feel, and got to give credit to Jim Johnson for putting all that together. And it's that whole package when a wrestler is being brought into it, into an arena, and it's the look, it's the walk, it's the swagger, and it's definitely the music as well. What was your take on just his presentation? We'll go to Liam.
I'm more like it's weird because I've said before, like I think the first year I started watching wrestling was like 86. So I was in prime territory for over the top gimmicks, everything flashy, cartoon character type stuff. So when I do remember seeing him for the first time, I thought, not my cup of tea. However, he did play the part perfectly. But like I said, the cartoon kind of stuff, it doesn't sit right with me. And then especially later, it was like TL Hopper and the Goon and all that. I mean, geez, don't even get me started there.
Hold on. It's funny not to cut you off, but it's funny whenever we talk about gimmicks. TL Hopper, the Goon are like 1 and 1A as far as like the ones that Duke the Dumpster Drozy always gets thrown into that category as well. So continue.
Yeah. Salvatore Sincere, the best.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like setting my, my preferences aside, like I said, he was doing really good work with the character. Just wasn't my cup of tea, but I mean, like that's the type of thing where, Vince says, go out and play this the best you can. And even if you don't like it, you try to put forth your best effort. And
Sure.
He did. He did.
No, he definitely did. I don't think anybody is going to disagree with the fact that he put his best foot forward. Travis Bohab definitely throws in here. Bastion Booger.
That was bad.
That was a pretty bad one. Mike Shaw is the one who portrayed Bastion.
No
Booger.
Friar Ferguson, but pretty same person.
But Shaw wasn't a terrible worker.
He wasn't.
He just got some god awful gimmicks.
He's good in Stampede.
Yeah, true.
And Stampede is Mock and Sing. Yeah, like he was good there, but yeah.
Then it went downhill.
And maybe he made good money being Bastion Booger. I don't know, but
once
again, Mike Shaw had passed away, and that's sad as well because it's just another person in that very long list of wrestlers that we remember from different territories and promotions, and now they're not here. But I don't know if you guys had heard the Jerry Lynn story about it was he and Sean Waltman. Bastion Booger actually booked them together, and it was in a wrestling venue / brothel, I want to say, and it was hilarious. All right, hold on, we're getting our first phone call tonight. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, first of all, I'd just like to say, rest in peace, Scott Hall. Thank you for everything you've done in this business. Scott Hall was a little before my time, but I like his ladder match with Shawn Michaels. It was like, WrestleMania 7, 8, whatever it was. I don't remember.
10.
Also, one other thing. I'm glad that the business is softer, if you want to use that word. Because, like Razor Ramon said before, I would rather have my guys playing Xbox or Nintendo Switch than getting fucked up on cocaine or meth or whatever it is, Save your body. There's life after wrestling. Your family, friends, whatever the case may be. You got to find some kind of exit strategy because you cannot do this forever, and we only got one life. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, that's our first call from ECW fan. I think he made some very valid points. And the ladder match was 10. But hey, you know what?
There was a SummerSlam after that too. I think it was the
correct.
Yeah, it was SummerSlam like a few months after. I think not 100%, but yeah, that was good too.
This is according to the Sportster.com. They're running down the top Razor Ramon matches, and coming in at number 10 was Razor Ramon and Ric Flair versus Randy Savage and Mr. Perfect, Survivor Series 1992. I remember that match incredibly fondly. What an
Oh.
incredible match. The original incarnation of Survivor Series, 5 against 5, strive to survive. That was the way it was. And the reason why Survivor Series was created, because Vince McMahon was trying to prevent Jim Crockett from getting on to pay-per-view. And Vince McMahon said, hey, if you put them on, you can say goodbye to getting WrestleMania. So they went ahead and blocked that from happening, and Survivor Series was born. It was something that was a Pat Patterson creation. And once again, Pat Patterson, God rest his soul, he's no longer with us, and somebody who has done so many things in wrestling. But that one was a great, great match. Do you guys remember catching that, or
Oh God, no. 92.
92?
I've seen bits and pieces. Yeah.
Really good match. Then we move on to number 9, a match that I think we all can appreciate. That was the Razor Ramon 1-2-3 Kid. That was May 17th of 1993. Once again, in the Manhattan Center, which, it's interesting. The Manhattan Center has completely changed the way it looks, because GCW had an event recently there, and they repainted it, and it looks totally different. But once again, I'm comparing 1993 to 2022, which you can't expect it to be the same.
That's a different venue.
Which one?
The one you're thinking for GCW is the Hammerstein.
Oh my gosh, it's the Hammerstein. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All good.
The Hammerstein Ballroom.
But it's in Manhattan, whatever.
It looks different as well, though. But once again, things have changed and evolved. But yes, that match between Scott Hall and the 1-2-3 Kid. I mean, most people would have thought it would have been a squash match, but it wasn't. That's the beauty. It was so competitive, and Scott, God rest his soul, made Shawn look so good. Mm-hmm. Not to say Shawn wasn't extremely talented at that stage. He was, but at that time, the Razor Ramon character was above where the 1-2-3 Kid was, but he made him look like $1 million. And you know what they say in wrestling, you're only as good as your opponent makes you look.
Bret Hart and Tom McGee.
Perfect example. Absolutely. It's funny you talk about Tom McGee, because I literally watched, it's a very short documentary about the match that was lost. Tom McGee today, once again, I try to tell myself people change and look different, but I would not have recognized him whatsoever. Like, I don't even associate this facial features, all that kind of stuff. He could walk past me and I would not even know who he was.
Well, didn't he get beat up or something not long ago, and they had to reconstruct his face or something, or his face got busted up anyhow?
Something definitely happened with him. I don't have all the details, but yes, he was involved in some type of altercation and things didn't go off so well. Fast forwarding to 1993, a big match in Scott Hall, Razor Ramon's career, was the finals in the King of the Ring, the year Bret Hart won the King of the Ring. That was a great match as well.
Yep.
Don't remember. Sorry, guys. My memory's atrocious. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Either Liam is in deep thought, or he.
No,
I'm not really
agree.
quite.
That's it.
Huh?
I just agree. That's it. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So it was the King of the Ring 1993, Scott Hall and or Razor Ramon versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Great match. If we go to SummerSlam 94, can't forget Razor Ramon versus Diesel back in 1994. A lot of people don't remember this, but Kevin Nash and Scott Hall tagged together as Oz and the Diamond Stud in WCW way back when. And it was, they were, I don't think they were as close to one another as far as friendship back then. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it was until he got to WWE that everybody started to kind of work together more, and friendships and bonds kind of worked, because WCW, even under Jim Herd, was very dysfunctional. It was not really, it wasn't a good working environment. So, but that one was a big match. I remember that. All these matches, by the way, you can go ahead and find these if you are still able to get the network. And if you're not, obviously you can go ahead and subscribe to Peacock and you can see this one as well. So 1994, the first Razor Diesel match. Once again, just to show you how versatile Scott was, Razor Ramon versus Owen Hart in '94 when Owen was the one who won the King of the Ring. So back-to-back years where a Hart actually won it. When you look at these guys, I mean, Bret and Owen probably two of the most technically sound wrestlers, high flyers. I mean, just overall excellent. And then you have somebody who, like Diesel, who was limited. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. A bigger guy, but he worked with him really well. So when it comes to Scott's career, I think we all can agree that he worked with a varied array of wrestlers who could do certain things, who couldn't do certain things. But I don't think during this time frame, during his first run in WWF, that he had bad matches. Would you guys agree?
He's very solid. He's kind of part of the old guard, you know, like you don't have to do a crazy amount of stuff to get over, and that was him to a T. A lot of big moves. One of the best punches I've ever seen in the business. So he's up there with Jerry Lawler as far as that goes, and Bret Hart, just crazy. But yeah, just very basic, but not in a bad way, but you know, just like he didn't have to do a lot to get his point across, and he was so big, and you know, that like such a tall guy and everything, that he was very like he had a very imposing figure. So when you look at it in that sense, he didn't have to do a crazy amount of stuff to get by. It was just like, you know, he had the signature things, and there you go. But yeah, very solid worker though.
It was also something that I don't know if a lot of people realize, but one of his main moves in his moveset was obviously when he would send someone in the ropes, and then he would catch them when they tried to do a cross body block, and then he would hold them and show them, you know, to the crowd, and then throw them over his head. And that actually came out of when he spent some time down in, I want to say, Puerto Rico, where Carlos Colon was, and Carlos made a comment to him in the locker room. He said, "Man," he goes, "What do you call that thing?" And Scott said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "When you catch me and then you throw me like a bag of shit over your head." And Scott says, "From here on out, I would always tell people, you know, throw you in the ropes, duck the clothesline, bag of shit, throw you over, you know, do the edge, go home." And so it formally became known as bag of shit. And it's just funny to hear some of these stories and how some of these moves came to be. But as we go down the list, number 5 was a match that he had against Sting in 1998 at Uncensored, where Sting honestly was probably at the peak of his Crow character. And once again, many people may not know, but it was Scott Hall that came up with the Brandon Lee gimmick that Sting should be in the rafters, and he should have, you know, the vulture on his shoulder, and he shouldn't say anything. That was all brought up in a backstage meeting with he, and I believe Dusty Rhodes was back there as well, to try to find a way to build intrigue into a match that they were going to eventually lead up to Hogan and Sting. So once again, Scott was involved with that as well.
Never knew that.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting things that we drop information on you on Front Row Material. The very next one, which I thought was a great match, in the Royal Rumble 1995. Hold on a second, my screen just went a little crazy. Okay, here we go. Razor Ramon versus Jeff Jarrett back in the Royal Rumble 1995. I really thought Jeff Jarrett was a complete wrestler. Did I necessarily agree with the whole, you know, ain't I great, country music star, all of that kind of thing? No, but once again, Jarrett was so good. He was technically sound. If I come up with 5 names of people I thought were just so good in the ring, Jeff Jarrett was one of them. Ted DiBiase was another one. Keep in mind, Ted's father was a wrestler as well. The Harts as well. Obviously, Scott Hall was incredibly good at that time, but yeah, he had some clinics with some guys, and in 1995 at the Rumble, he had a classic one with Jeff Jarrett. The one I think we all remember. This was so good. it tends to make you believe that it doesn't matter all the time who wins and loses, because there was a match with Scott Hall and Razor Ramon, SummerSlam 95, when Sean won the title. Scott Hall comes in, raises his hand, does the Triple H finger point to him, and really shows his respect. Those two just had great chemistry. Would you agree? We'll go to Butt first.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they were buddies outside of the ring, and it showed when they were in the ring. They looked after each other. Great chemistry. Both of them were at their peak at that point, I would dare say. It was amazing. Every match, I don't know how many they had. I know there was several. I couldn't give you an exact number. It was a barn burner.
Yep.
If you weren't entertained by them, something wrong with you.
Yeah,
Because they were all solid matches.
I agree. Liam, what was your take on just the chemistry between Scott Hall and Shawn Michaels? I mean, once again, that's lightning in a bottle. We talk about it. Very few people you can just throw out there and just say, go at it, and they would go at it, and it would steal the house every single night.
Yeah, it was effortless. I mean, especially when you got one of your closest friends to go back and forth with, you can probably finish each other's thoughts in the ring as far as, oh, what do we do next, And who knows? They probably didn't even need to call a lot. They probably just had the instinct. They were that good together, and you can't do much better than Shawn Michaels as far as a dance partner, right? I mean, like one of the all-time greats. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, if you have any concerns about that, watch the two ladder matches, and me in the gimmick matches, right? Like not a massive fan, but those two, wow. Excellent matches.
The number 2 ranked match here, according to Sportster, is Razor Ramon versus Bret Hart for the WWF Championship at Royal Rumble 93. Great match. Once again, I know I'm saying that too frequently here, but if you haven't got a chance to catch some of these, go on to Peacock and get a chance to watch these. And I'm not trying to continue to plug it, but what I will say is if you're like the Butt, if you're like Liam, you're like myself, and you like this old school stuff, maybe not all the new stuff that you necessarily like, it's not your cup of tea, but if you like some of the stuff from the 80s and the 90s and you want to relive this, I mean, what? I don't know what it is to subscribe to Peacock, what, $10 or something to that nature?
Like $10, I think.
Yeah. It's to me, 10, 12, whatever, it's worth it. It's less than $1 a day. And I mean, at the end of the day, to have access to some of these classic matches, if it's, shitty outside or whatever, and you can just turn it on and watch these things. I remember growing up, I don't know if I told the story, but I went into my local video store and I bought all of the videos. I bought them all. I bought all of the WWF matches, and
wow.
The woman said, well, you're the only one who's renting these. So I guess we should just, give it to you. So what's the amount? And I think literally I bought like 30 tapes, and she was like, well, it's going to be about $90. And I said, boom, here it is. It's 30 VHSs. And
wow.
I would watch them and
That's
watch them.
Pretty cheap.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, you're back in the 90s here, and it's VHS. And
it was still $90 for them. Come on.
It was,
yeah. Even for somebody as cheap as you, $90 is not a lot of money.
Well, I tell you what.
Think of how much they're worth now.
Oh, a ton.
Yeah.
A ton. And absolutely. And I have them all, and I have them all in their original cases from Coliseum Video.
We're having a talk after the show. Yep.
Their inserts and all that stuff. So many things. And the very number 1 match of Scott Hall in his career, according to Sportster, which again, it's just their opinion. Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10 ladder match, which if you haven't seen it, we've talked about it and he alluded to it numerous times so far in the show. So good.
That's kind of a no-brainer.
That is.
Really. And Sportster's pretty good. Their lists are usually pretty solid.
I would agree. So a great match on that one. Not to go ahead and cut this tribute short to Scott Hall, but there's so many other podcasts out there that are covering it. I highly recommend you guys listening to other podcasts as well. And a couple of podcasts, the Broadcast podcast is over in Europe. They go ahead and they support us. Obviously, Shining Wizard supports us. And if you want to get your show highlighted in an audio commercial with ours, go ahead and send it on over to me, and I'd be more than happy to add it to our show as well. Once again, we support each other. Independent podcasting is no different than independent wrestling. You know, you extend your hand, and hopefully someone listens to you. Maybe they'll listen to us as well. So, all right, moving on. I thought this article was very, very interesting. Jeff Cobb, as we all know, who is a fantastic wrestler. In Lucha Underground, he was Matanza, and he wore a mask. He gave an interview with WrestlingNews.co, and he basically made a comment, and I wanted to get your opinion, not on the whole interview, but the comment itself. He says, creative freedom is more important than money, and that's the reason why he chose not to sign with WWE. So I'm going to go to the butt first. Let me ask you this. Now, obviously, you got to take in consideration where someone is financially already. It might be easier to say, I want to be more of an artist than collecting a paycheck. Depends on where you're at, what your bank account looks like. But would you say people maybe on Jeff Cobb's level nowadays are realizing that we only have so many bumps, and that I would rather try to tell my own story than just collecting another paycheck?
People on his level, yes, because I don't know a lot about Jeff Cobb. Apparently, he's pretty big over in Japan. Correct me if I'm wrong. Liam would be the guy to know that. Also, he's made money. He's been around a while. He's Olympian, if memory serves me correct. No, or he tried out for the Olympic team. You know, something to that extent. I mean, the guy's legit. He's been around a bit. If he's going and doing tours in Japan, he's made some money. Lucha Underground, he's made some money. So at his point, yeah, I could see that. No, he's probably not. He shouldn't be chasing the buck at this point. You would hope not, anyhow. So yeah, he's a story. He wants a little bit of control. No, I mean, if he were 5 years in, and he hasn't made stacks of cash, it's a different ball game. Like, I think, I know me, guaranteed, I want the money. Like,
Sure.
Show me the cash, and once, I'm settled, the mortgage is paid off, the truck is paid off, I got some money in the bank, then we can play the, I kind of want to have my story told, I want to have my way type of thing. But until then, once again, it's purely my opinion, I want the cash. But he's been around long enough to where he's got a name, he's made his cash. So if he just wants to have the control, good on him. I hope he makes a go out of it, and he does some great stuff with it. I think it's fantastic for him to have control.
Love it. Liam, what's your take about this? If you're Jeff Cobb and you've had a very successful career, and we're assuming here that he's got some money in the bank, but let's just say he does. Would you say chase as much money as you can until your bump card is full? Or would you say, you know what, at some point in time, I want to leave a mark in some way, shape, or form. I want to do my thing, even if it's just short and for only a small amount of time?
It depends how you see the wrestling business. If you're more like a person that it's like, this is my entire life, then you want to find that nice balance. You want to have the creative that's going to put you really high up there and hopefully remembered, but also your bank account looks good, right? For him, I can't assume he's probably doing amazingly well in Lucha Underground, because I've heard horror stories about how they are run. But he was with New Japan for, I don't know, a year or two, and putting on some great matches. And he, obviously, the Japanese money is a lot better than over this way. As far as when you do your tours and you make like thousands for each tour. So I would say at this point, he's a young enough guy that he wants to kind of, just explore. And there's nothing wrong with exploring, but you want to find that good balance. And I think the thing for him is he's going to want to, let's just say he's in his early 30s, okay? He's probably got a good 10 years left if that's the case, before everything starts to break down a bit. it wouldn't be the worst idea to take a couple of years, try to travel around more, get into some different areas, Europe, Japan again, but maybe for some different companies. Come back around the American independence, but get that exposure. Really go for what you want and make sure, since he has somewhat of a name, that he's picking those matches he really wants to do. And if he can get that, let's get some good payoffs. Sky's the limit for him. I don't disagree with how he was thinking about WWE though, because that there's a very good chance that you're not going to get to do exactly what you want to do when you go there. And there's no guarantee you're going to get to wrestle the person you really want to. So, yeah, it could be the point where he just raises his stock a bit more, and then they come calling in a couple of years and say, like, we need you. We'll pay you whatever it costs. We don't care. We need Jeff Cobb because he's the number one guy out there. And if that's the case, then he's set his future up the way he wanted to.
He's 39, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was younger.
He looks fantastic.
Okay, well, scrap my entire argument then.
But 39. No, I mean, he's younger than all of us.
I was just about to say, he's younger than us.
Man.
Right? No, but at 39, if he's looked after himself, and judging by the pictures, if that fella's looked after himself pretty good, he should have some years left in him. Some solid years left in him, not just kicking around for the sake of kicking around.
Sure.
No, and I haven't watched a lot of his matches. I've watched some, and the ones I've watched, Jesus, the guy's a bit of a beast. Like he's legit.
In Lucha Underground, I'm sorry, but that ring looked like a parking lot. Is it just me, or did that ring look absolutely huge as hell? It looked like my first apartment. It was so
I never
big.
Watched it.
Your apartment was that big. My first apartment was about that big by that big. If I turned around too fast, I knocked over something, a TV.
In another very interesting story, Vince McMahon has changed his vision on how he would like to handle NXT. This story was coming from Andrew Ravens. This was actually published today. The thought process behind NXT 2.0, according to Vince McMahon, is he wants to send more branded, meaning Raw and SmackDown talent, down to NXT to have matches with them, give them the early rub so they have experience, and then move them up to the main roster instead of having just the NXT guys and gals work with each other. A very interesting business strategy. It's definitely different than the black and gold brand. With this one, we'll start off with Liam on this. You think it's a good idea? Let's go ahead and let's bring main roster guys down to NXT and let them mix it up with the younger ones? Or do you think, you know what, developmental, let's keep this what it was?
Ooh, it's hard to say. In theory, it's good because they still haven't really resumed their whole, house show process from what I understand. So the only reps they're getting in is when they're doing practice matches at the PC and on TV.
Right.
So in that sense, yeah, they can all use all the help they can get, right? Unless they're a natural like Braun Breaker,
Right.
So I don't have a problem with that in that sense, but the other side of it is the whole point of going to 2.0 was it was a developmental again. They went too far with trying to make it a third brand. They lost the vision, and we all agree. They just lost the vision. And as good as it was getting, it was only a matter of time before just the pot boiled over, and that's it. Pandemic started, and that kind of showed, well, here's what we got. So I don't really want to see the top stars come in. It's okay once in a blue moon, like they did originally. Like I was saying before, like they had John Cena on an episode, they had Natalya come on, Punk came on an episode. So it's okay in that sense. But if they're doing it like monthly, like once a month, there's one of the main roster people coming on, not interested, because then they're just losing focus again. I want to see them actually get proper focus, keep the focus on where they're going, and not stray from that, because it's going to be really hard to. But they might just be focusing on ratings again. And from everything I've been told, they're doing pretty good ratings-wise. So I don't want to see, any momentum they have right now just getting screwed up. So
No,
that's
I
my
agree with
thought.
you. I agree completely. But can you still hear us?
He's left us.
But can you hear us? Okay, we'll just kind of leave it open here and see if he comes back and joins us here. The next thing that I found was really interesting was the fact that WWE is looking to change the name of Elias and change his gimmick, repackage him, and bring him back again. Now, we've seen this happen numerous times over the years. I mean, Kane was repackaged. I mean, he was originally Isaac Yankem DDS. The Godfather used to be Papa Shango. Repo Man used to be who was Repo Man?
Smash.
He was Smash. So it's happened before. However, Creative, before he went on his hiatus, got a brand new look for Elias, and Vince McMahon was not happy because he said he looked like a colorful copy of the Macho Man Randy Savage with the dark hair, the facial beard, all of that. So Vince McMahon scrapped that after the promo photos were taken. But the whole Elias situation, I think he's a good wrestler. I think he's got a good gimmick. I don't have a real big problem with him. But do you think Elias has a place in WWE, or do you think at this point in time, cut your losses? It hasn't worked. Let the guy go.
I like Elias. I liked his guitar strumming, singing gimmick. I thought it was fun. No, if they let him go, I think it's a missed opportunity. The guy can wrestle. He's no bum, right? He's a good promo. The guitar strumming gimmick was entertaining. I think it's a missed opportunity. I like Elias personally. I think if they just cut their losses and they move on, as much as it irks me to sound like a Mike Freeland here, it's a WWE shit in the bed again.
First of all, my
My name
heart.
is Mike Freeland, and I hate WWE.
Listen. I don't.
And
hate
I approve
anyone.
this message. Yeah.
You guys are terrible. Liam, what's your take on the Elias situation? I mean, it's so hard because once somebody's been gone off of TV for so long, you almost start to forget about him. Do you feel like Elias, when he was being promoted, was being spotlighted in the best possible way? Did you personally like his gimmick, or was he just forgettable?
I didn't mind it. He had his moments. Solid wrestler. That's about it, though. Now, if they're going to repackage him to be like a completely different name, different character, all that, no, don't do that, because the fans will just start. It'll be like Walter and Gunter. The fans are still chanting Walter. Why? Because it was stupid to change it. So, we can look at it in that sense, but he was all right. Like I was never like a massive fan. I thought it was okay sometimes, and he'd be creative with the songs and everything. He was a good guitar player, and it's all well and good. Just maybe not my kind of thing, but he tried. Like I said, I just don't want to see him get put in a completely different role, and the fans know exactly who it is right away, and then unless he has a crew cut and his hair is dyed blonde or something, and he's clean shaven. I mean, about one of the only ways you could actually change it up, where it would be a little bit unrecognizable. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, Elias is a redneck talented version of Max Caster. That's honestly what I feel. Got the singing gimmick. He just doesn't suck.
Max Caster. Why do you got to pick on Max Caster?
Oh, he doesn't suck. He's talented.
The Acclaimed. I'm not gonna. Yep. Yo.
Hey. Yo.
Check it.
Hey.
So
you got it.
Let me also throw this. You're a future rapper, but you didn't realize that. That's your new career. So when I think about people who have gotten repackaged, and we talked about this before, there's numerous ones. We could have a whole episode on people who've been repackaged. And you talked about Walter and Gunter.
Gunter.
Gunter. Okay, what about this? And once again, I don't understand it. Somebody has to somehow explain this to me. Why do we have Butch now? And Butch used to be oh my gosh, my mind is
Pete
now
Dunne.
Pete Dunne.
Butch?
He's now called Butch.
Now he's Butch.
He's now
Are you
called
fucking with me?
Nope.
He is now called Butch.
It's the drizzling shits.
He is now called Butch.
Butch? What kind of
Bad.
fucking British name is Butch?
Well,
I
that's
have
the
no
whole
idea.
gimmick. European.
Call him fucking Nigel or something. I don't want to hear Butch. What's that?
He comes out with the
Holy-
newsboy hat, and it's bad.
So
Oh,
that's yeah, he's called Butch.
man.
So
Bad.
Okay, there goes that. Nice knowing you.
And he's another missed opportunity because he's a solid wrestler too.
he is. He very much
Pete
is.
Dunne is great in the ring.
Yep.
Why has he never got any kind of rub?
I don't know. He's a paper boy now. That's all that matters, right?
No, don't be knocking the paperboy hats. I got a couple of them.
Ugh.
Well,
Well,
if you
for a
would-
wrestler, I don't know. He's not in ACDC, so it's like I don't know.
Neither
He
am I.
That's true.
I like country music. I still wear a newsboy hat.
At the end of the day, unless you wear the what is the actual name for that hat?
Newsboy hat. I always
No
or
idea.
Poor boy hat.
Yeah. Well, unless you wear it backwards like Samuel L. Jackson and it looks cool, I can't wear it frontwards. That
Oh,
reminds
like
me
the
of a show.
Kango hats. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
God.
that reminds me of
Yeah.
a show called Today's Special when I watched it as a kid. If you don't know what it is, look
You
it up
got
on
that?
YouTube. Today's Special, yeah,
Ah, that's a Canadian show
loved it.
with the stupid mouse and the
Yes,
mannequin, the
security
guy that's
guard.
You got that? Holy
I-
shit! I thought we only had it.
I grew up
It was
watching that.
fucking
I
god
thought it was
awful.
a
Yeah, I
BBC
hated it.
show. To be honest with you,
I also
No,
grew
it
up-
was.
I
It was
also
shot
grew
in
up
the Eaton
watching,
Center in Toronto.
I also grew up watching Pinwheel, which was a
know
way
that one.
better version than Sesame Street.
Never
But
heard of it.
oh yeah, I watched a lot of stuff. Are You Being Served was a big show I was a fan
Yeah.
of.
Seen that.
Hyacinth Bouquet, Keeping Up Appearances. I loved all that kind of stuff. It was really, really good. So
I'm from
anyway,
the sticks. We had like 5 channels.
Pete Dunne, now called Butch. Don't know what your thoughts are with this one.
For the Bushwhackers. Cool.
The one thing that somebody was telling me, and I'm trying to remember if I got this right. So it's now a team of Sheamus and somebody else. Here up.
Oh, Ridge Holland.
The guy that dumped Biggie on his noggin.
Here we go. Let's
Whatever that
see if
guy's
we
name
got
is.
this.
Ridge Holland.
Here we go.
Hey, Freeland. I just looked up what newsboy cap means. Apparently, it means a paperboy cap or a news cap. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks, guys. Bye.
I think we established that, but that's great.
He sweeps in and he's gone like a fart in the wind. So that's what he. So what? So it's Ridge Holland,
Yeah.
Sheamus, and now Butch. Now
Oh.
there was
soon to be just Sheamus and Butch.
okay. Well, I'm trying to think here. Was it okay? So allegedly, this is a rumor that is one of their real names Luke, because there was a joke going around about Luke Butch. It was a Bushwhackers inside joke.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not sure.
Let's
Not
find
sure.
out.
So look that up because I'm not 100% sure.
I'm working on it.
By the way, what is the stout of the night? That looked very good. Was that more another coffee chocolate type of deal?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
This one is let's see if I can get it in there. Double up coffee milk stout.
Nice.
And it says creamy coffee and espresso flavor.
Are there any
good.
words that bother you guys? Because some people have told me the word creamy bothers them.
A lot of stuff bothers me, but that word isn't one of them.
No.
So, Holland, Ridge Holland,
Yes.
his name
Yep.
is Luke Menzies. So his real name is Luke.
So Luke Butch.
He was a rugby player, I think. He was
Correct.
supposed to be at least.
He
Yeah.
looks he looks fantastic. I think he's going to be a great wrestler.
Very
I
attractive.
Yeah, and I'm completely heterosexual, and I think he is a very
That's
attractive man.
questionable.
And I will also say somebody who I think is going to be a star is going to be Madcap Moss.
I like him.
Fuck.
I do.
You know
like him.
what? You know what? The thing with him, when he was just Riddick Moss on NXT, he had a tag team partner, Tino Sabatelli,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a pretty good gimmick going, and it went good for a while, and then Sabatelli just dropped off the face of the earth. I think he got injured, and then they just released him or something. But I thought he was okay there, and then now he's doing this bullshit, and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but these are the guys they need to try to do something with.
Oh, I agree.
These
I'm
guys
not
are
disagreeing.
prime examples of they need to figure out a way to make these guys something, not just
Sure.
jobbers, not just bottom of the barrel. Hey, we'll give them a win here, a win there. You need to try to create a star out of somebody. I'm not saying either one of these guys is your next Cena, Stone Cold, blah blah blah.
Right.
But you got to try to make something out of one of them, or just internally, not necessarily one of them. But you can't just have these guys come in, and neither one of them are bad wrestlers.
Right.
They're both solid. You could try to turn them into something
Well, when
good.
you look at who WWE has, first of all, Gable and Otis, I think both of those guys are good wrestlers. I think you need to do something with them.
Otis, future world champion.
Damian Priest is a great wrestler. I think you need to do something with him. Madcap Moss is really good. Rich Holland is really good. Sheamus, he might be coming towards the end of his stint, I feel like, in WWE.
I would think so.
I feel like they've done everything they can do with him at this point in time. I feel like he might just be in the background, kind of like a truth, R-Truth, where he's just kind of there.
I always thought that Sheamus would have been good if he had tried his style in Japan. Just because the way he's like so hard hitting and just like such a bruiser. Man, just put him in New Japan for a year or something. Oh, it would have been so good. But at the same time, he's beat up.
Right.
He had spinal stenosis, and I'm surprised he's come back
wrestling.
from that. Yeah, but
10 years ago in Japan would have been fantastic.
oh man,
unfortunately, now a couple miles on him, he's a little beat up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. No.
Do you guys feel like it was a major mistake not to bring Walter? I'm not going to call him his other name. Not to bring him into Raw or SmackDown.
Yes, big time.
I still don't get the appeal of Walter.
Oh
my God!
I don't get it.
He is he
Okay.
will eat you alive.
He will chop the shit out of you. But that's and
Okay.
I'm not knocking him. Me personally, I just don't get it. Maybe I haven't seen enough matches. I don't know, but
okay. Did you ever see him against Tyler Bate on NXT Takeover?
no, I've seen him and I think it was a Russian guy, a blonde-haired guy.
Oh, Dragunov, yeah.
That was a good match.
Yes.
That was solid.
Okay.
I like that one.
Now, if you can find the match, him against Tyler Bate for the UK Championship at Takeover, unreal. And if that doesn't make you a fan, you'll never be a fan.
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate, yeah, 1/2 of Mustache Mountain. Yep.
I mean, we're talking $silver areolas. I mean, it was just
yeah,
really good.
Whoa.
Really?
Calm down there, cowboy. What are you doing? Jesus.
Calm your tits, Freeland. Calm your tits.
Well, they're approaching silver dollars, so yeah.
So good. So Walter, I think it was a big mistake leaving him in the UK version of NXT. They should have brought him over to the States.
Well, at one point, there was rumor that he didn't want to come over.
Right. He's changed that, though. Apparently, he got in a breakup with his girlfriend, who I think, obviously was living in Europe, and I think that kind of changed his tune. He's like, okay, I got nothing going on over here anymore. Fuck it, let's go to the States. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
What do you guys think about, we're talking about all these different names of people in WWE who could be the next whomever, fill in the blank. Do you really think, and I'm really on the fence on this because I understand the appeal, but I could be wrong. Omos. I don't
big.
get it. I don't get it. I mean, he's huge as shit. I mean, he's what, like 7'14"? I mean, he's very, very tall.
He's a big man. He's a huge man. I mean, you can't take that. You can't teach big.
He's a combination of Mabel meets the giant Gonzalez.
Oh,
Why would you say bad stuff about Mabel?
it's true.
Giant
That's true.
Gonzalez?
Hashtag
I like
elegante, yeah.
Hashtag the
I think he's got, like, there's just based on his size alone, there's potential. But the fact that he was on the main roster after almost nothing, like, apparently all he did before that was NXT live events. That's it. And for him not to have had a good year or two, you know, just to groom him, to show him what a real good big man is like. I don't know what you do at this point. You can only teach that so much, right? So, he comes out and he crushes guys. Like, what's that? You can only do that for so long. You got to work on him a bit more. I don't get it.
He could be good. I mean, he's obviously an
Right.
athlete. He played pro basketball in Europe or Turkey or some damn thing or something. I mean, he has some athletic ability. Then again, when you're 7.5 foot tall, it's not real hard to be a basketball player. No offense to basketball players. But, I mean, he has talent, athletic ability.
Sure.
But, man, it's not, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. He needs a lot of seasoning.
I guess they thought if they put him with AJ Styles for as long as they did, that if AJ can't get him to learn something, nobody will, kind of deal. Like, he's not the worst I've ever seen, but if you put him with AJ, if he can't learn from AJ, I mean, I don't know.
But would he not be better off in developmental? Is the word I'm trying to say, and advance a little bit as opposed to bring him right to the main roster? And
right, that's my whole point. He was there.
If you put him down somewhere, whether it be NXT or something, God only knows what. Florida Championship's not around no more. Give him to Al Snow in Ohio, something like that.
Sure.
Just get him in the ring, get him to develop a little bit, because he's just a little bit green. He has a lot of the things you want, such as, well, he's a big man. Like, once again, you can't make that. You're big or you're not. Exactly. So that's a start, but get him in the ring to where he has some psychology to it. He's got a little more of a move set as opposed to, well, no move set. And then you bring him up and it's like, hey, the guy's not bad. Because you'll forgive not having a great move set if you're big enough, if you're enough of a visual appeal. Because you don't expect a guy that big to come in and be flying around and have 10,000 moves. You don't expect him to be Dean Malenko. But you don't want him to be atrocious either.
Right. It's not the old days anymore, though. That's the thing. It's not where they could have taken this guy on the road for a year, work every night, double shots on the weekends, like, it's not the same. You got to get your reps in. And this guy won't get his reps in up to what they probably want for another year at least, to be fully functional in the ring. That's what worries me. If there was a territory system still, can you imagine how much more seasoned these people would be, and the matches you'd be seeing on TV, you would never see the majority of the botches you see these days. Everybody would just be, just a repetition. They would know everything. They would know how to put together a match. They would know how to call it. And it's a completely different era. That's done and gone. It's dead. But you can only hope you can find some diamonds in the rough. Like I said earlier, Braun Breaker. Keep that guy and do not let him go. But almost, man, it's too early. Way too early.
So here's the deal on our good friend Almost, whatever.
Almost.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
I'm going to pronounce this horribly wrong, so no one give me
Oh,
a hard
boy.
time. His real name, his birth name, or nowadays it's cool for the kids to say his government name, is Tulupo Jordan Ablobian, and he's a Nigerian American professional wrestler and former college basketball player. He
All
is
right.
7'3". He's not 7'14". I was off by a little bit.
Little bit.
And he's 400 pounds. And it says he was trained by Kevin Nash.
What?
Yeah, at the WWE Performance Center. Now, I don't know how
Holy.
accurate that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you're going to be a big man, going to learn from a big man. Kevin Nash is not a bad, but I've never heard of Nash being a trainer.
Yeah. it's
Yeah.
Kevin
Maybe
Nash.
he is. We don't know, but
He's a tall drink of water, I'll tell you what. Wow, he is an ex-basketball player. Yeah, Ringside News. This is in 2021. Says Kevin Nash is a big man who can teach superstars a lot of things, especially if you're a superstar and you're also a big man yourself. Kevin Nash has recently been working with Omos at the WWE Performance Center, helping him hone his craft as a big guy. During the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer said that he's been in the Performance Center and doing some in-ring work. Vince McMahon wanted a handful of big men to come back to do some special training, and obviously Omos was the guy. There you go.
There you go.
So it is. Wah, wah. I shouldn't say that, but that was funny when The Rock was going off on Big Sexy Kevin Nash when the NWO was there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're gonna finish things up and we're gonna talk about this. Cody Rhodes. What do you guys think is going to happen here? There've been a lot of
Ugh.
teases recently. You think Cody Rhodes is 100% WWE bound? Do you think he's going to be facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? What's your thoughts on this? We'll start off with Mr. Savage. Oh yeah, Savage.
Cream of the crop.
Uh-huh. Elizabeth, yeah, let's go to the room.
Yeah, Elizabeth, will you marry me? Oh yeah.
Can you imagine Randy Savage talking dirty? Oh, Elizabeth, I want you to
stick it in you. Yeah, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, get in the
Ooh,
shower.
yeah, you're gonna feel the python. Here it comes. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
camel clutch,
I'm
make
gonna
you humble.
I'm gonna wear the boots in bed. Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't
All right.
remember what you
And
asked.
we're
now.
gone.
So Cody Rhodes, what's your
Cody
thoughts on
Rhodes,
this
yeah,
whole
that guy.
shit show?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He, I really don't. It's one of those things. It's like the news sites are just ruining it. It's like, what's he doing today? Is he taking a shit? I don't know. Find out tomorrow. And it's like, who cares? If he goes, he goes. You know, I think the money's on him going to WWE. There's enough people saying, you know, with all their quote unquote sources, you know, like Meltzer. So who the fuck knows if you can believe him or not? That he's going there. I would assume he is. And if he does go against Seth Rollins, awesome. That'd be a great match. But how far out are we from WrestleMania? What, like 2 weeks or something?
2 weeks or something?
There's
2
only
weeks.
2 Raws left. 2 Raws are left.
So why would if they were going to do that, why would they wait this long?
Well, they were in Jacksonville last night, and allegedly the plans were that Jacksonville, hello, it'd be a great chance for him to come out and stick it to AEW and cutting a promo. But then there was also rumor backstage that they didn't debut him because of all the news with Scott Hall.
I mean, there's an entire possibility that that's the case, but if they can work it, like work some miracle where they can put him and Rollins at WrestleMania and it actually makes sense, okay, and that's great. Match-wise, I'm fine with it regardless because I don't care if there's a story there. I just like to see that match,
Right?
because they're both great. But you got to make it make sense. So 2 weeks left. Ugh, you're really gonna have to work your asses off to make that
Not much of a
something
build.
that I want to see. Yeah, right. I mean, just put him in WWE. I don't know. Just put him somewhere. Who cares? Fuck it.
The other thought was that normally the highest rated Raw is the Monday night after WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Which would make sense if you're going to hold off till after that, so he can officially start something new. It's actually the new calendar year of WWE, the day after WrestleMania. So,
well, I think the thoughts are that because what I read was it was Owens against Rollins on Raw, and whoever won would get to go to WrestleMania, but the other person wouldn't. So it's like, okay, Owens went obviously because he's doing something with Steve Austin.
hold that thought.
And then Rollins, I guess. I guess that's the whole thought. Well, here's the backdrop. They can do that with Cody.
If Rhodes does end up going to WWE, I could see him at Mania, but they're not really going to announce it. Maybe I could be wrong on this. Seth Rollins goes down to the ring, open challenge, Cody Rhodes team plays, and they get the big pop, because that's all WWE cares about. It's big pop at Mania. They don't care about building a story. Just big shock, and then they're going to have nothing for him after that. Thanks, guys. Bye.
I think that might be the way they do it. Yeah.
Well,
not that bad.
His concept?
Yeah, it's really not.
It's not. So what was happening on Monday Night Raw was Seth Rollins was saying he could do his own talk show, and then he was arguing with Kevin Owens, who says, "I already have a talk show segment," and he said, "How about we have a match?" Sonya Deville came out and said, "Whoever wins the match gets to have their talk show hosting Steve Austin at WrestleMania," which is just ridiculous. I mean, just the fact that they're doing a segment arguing over whose talk show is going to host Steve Austin, it was just, in my opinion, it was hokey.
What?
Well, they're trying to bring Austin back for something, so where do you go with it?
You go with Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens has been running down the state of Texas. It would only make sense. He uses the stunner as his finisher. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He has a beef with Austin. It would make sense to put those two together. It wouldn't make sense to have all of a sudden Seth Rollins sweep in at the very end and say, "Oh, well, I'm going to host it now." Like, it doesn't make sense.
But he's not going to.
No, obviously not. Kevin Owens won the match, so the only thing that
try
leaves...
to create a little bit of hoopla. You need to realize something, Freeland. A lot of wrestling fans, no, I'm not saying this to be a dickhead, but a lot of wrestling fans just appreciate it for wrestling. Not everybody is on the dirt sheets or have a podcast, or a lot of people just take it for what it is. They don't put too much thought into it. They don't hate WWE, stuff like that. So sometimes I find wrestling fans put too much thought into it. Just put the damn show on for 2 hours, Monday night or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever night you're watching it. Just enjoy it. Let's not try to put too much thought into it. And unfortunately, a lot of people, and I've fallen into it, I know both of you guys have. That's not a slight at you. That's just life. That's just the reality of it. Put too much thought into, oh, this is what should be done or could be done. Just throw it on. Get in your dead aunt's chair and get yourself a bottle of water and sit on your hemorrhoid donut and watch 2 hours of TV and not put a lot of thought into it.
I just want it to make sense. And I just wanted to... Two guys bickering over something that sounds kind of stupid. But then again, ECW fan brought up this, and I had no idea this was a thing. Somebody can remind me if this is. This is just as bad when Edge and Booker T had their match over who was going to be in a Japanese shampoo commercial. I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
I cannot comment on this. I'm sure I'm going to get another phone call before the show's over. He's going to tell me exactly.
Oh, he's already dialing.
Put it on airplane mode. Yeah.
The other thing was, I Am Dwayne was saying, let's see here. Dwayne was saying, there was a lot of teases about Cody Rhodes, and they said, is Seth Rollins' opportunity to make it to WrestleMania dashed? His life is now becoming a nightmare. and I believe
Oh.
Seth Rollins did the ear thing, and the camera zoomed up to his face, and then Damian Priest, he did his finisher, and it's basically the same thing as Crossroads. So who knows what's going to happen? He said ECW fan says WrestleMania 18. WrestleMania 18 was the Hogan Rock match.
What's he talking about?
I'm not sure. He's probably going to call me.
WrestleMania 18 for what?
For
the Japanese shampoo commercial.
Oh. Well, that's fucking stupid then, if that's the case.
I'm going to pull up WrestleMania 18th card. I do not
I'm
remember.
working on it.
The Japanese shampoo match. Yeah, if you see that, then you know it's the right one.
It was at the Skydome.
Yeah.
Correct, it was.
Yep. Where our demented fans cheered for the wrong person, and yeah, there was a double turn.
Let's see. What else? Okay, Intercontinental Championship. Rob Van Dam defeats William Regal. European Champion Diamond Dallas Page defeats Christian. Hardcore Championship, no one gives a shit.
May even beat Goldust.
Kurt Angle defeats Kane. Undertaker defeats Ric Flair. Edge defeats Booker T. Okay. I did not know that, but I did not know it had anything to do with the shampoo commercial. I had no idea. So
that just made me want to watch it more. That's all I know.
Yeah, now I want to find out what exactly
the shampoo commercial made you.
Yep.
It did it for you.
Oh, look at you!
Good on you, bud.
Man, you growing the beard back there, Mr. Savage.
I trimmed it again because I got my hair cut today, so I trimmed it up so it'd be kind of look like the right length of my sides and everything.
It looks good.
Thank you, I appreciate that. However, I didn't do the Just for Men, so.
Doing the Just for Men comment here. I see.
No dye needed.
Bullshit.
I don't dye my beard.
You've never dyed your beard. I don't dye.
Never dyed my beard. Never dyed my hair.
Wait for it. It's a great experience, especially when you got the young guys at work saying looks like someone jizzed on your chin, and I'm like, oh, thanks guys, that's great.
Wow, someone made a comment because you have a white patch on your beard.
Say that to me once.
It looks like someone look at me, Liam.
Right. Yeah, it looks like the same with you. Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like someone just
jizzed on your chin. Yeah. Yeah, and I looked at him and then I was like, yeah, how's it feel like to not sleep with a woman ever? Shut the fuck up then.
Oh my God.
Because he had never slept with a woman. So
how do we know? How do you know he was a virgin? How do you know these things?
Just look at him.
Just a feeling.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, you guys are terrible.
He has $10,000.
You guys, I don't know. Oh, he's definitely a virgin.
He has what?
Thank you.
He has
$10,000 in Pokemon cards, apparently.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Pokemon. If you were involved in Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, let me tell you something right now. No, you're not seeing the inside of anyone's underwear anytime soon.
Maybe his own.
Maybe. Whose shirt are you wearing tonight, Bud? What is that?
This is a Britt Baker, DMD.
That's what I thought. I can't see the picture in the middle. Oh, it's just the belt with blood.
It's the old belt
from her and Thunder Rosa match.
Right now they've got the
North American title. Yeah.
Yes. What
the Mid-South?
It's got the Mid-South belt.
I like it.
No, it's a good belt. It's huge as shit though. Good.
God.
Well, this is
I hate those women's belts.
Why are women's belts always made to look so dainty?
Because women are dainty.
Well,
that's
you
why.
can't have the belt the same size as the men. It won't look right.
Well, the WWE does it. WWE has a big obnoxious W on it, and it's just, we're going to change the strap color.
Hey, it's better than Medusa's belt or Alundra Blaze's, whatever. That was the shits.
That thing was so tiny, it looked like it came in a Happy Meal.
It was like the smallest shit. It's the one that she dropped in the trash on Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
It was god awful. Terrible belt. Yeah.
Do either one of you guys have championship belts?
I had the ECW World Title at one point, and the Taz one, and sold it to somebody. I don't remember.
You sold the ECW one?
Yeah. my buddy who has the the Extreme Collector, he has like the old school, like the first ECW title, like which was the Tri-State title. He
Correct.
has that, and he has like all the other ones. But yeah, like that was a
He
nice
has-
belt, I thought.
He has your ECW title?
No. He has all the titles, like every version they did of the titles, like every single one. I think he even has the FTW one, if I'm not mistaken. But
Not ring worn, just replica.
no, not ring worn. He does have some ring worn stuff though. He has Shane Douglas's. You remember his leather jacket he wore that had franchise in the back and it was all like fringed out? He owns that.
Wow.
Yeah, he owns like a lot of weird, crazy shit. So
I wonder what retail value is on all that.
a lot.
Sure.
His collection's worth a lot.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Shane Douglas's jacket be worth a lot?
I would think so.
Hmm.
That's just me though. I don't know.
What would
I
you
have
rather
Next
what
to
would-
nothing.
What would you rather have, a pair of trunks or a pair of boots of somebody signed?
Depends who it is, I guess. You know, like if it was if it was Barry Windham, then I'd want his boots because he has the Austin Hall boots, like the
Like
the real nice
Southern
boots,
Cowboy boots.
right? But yeah,
Well, didn't Dustin Rhodes wear those same kind?
Yep.
yeah, it's the Austin Hall Boot Company. They were quite a few of the southern like Texas wrestlers. A lot of them wore those.
Yeah.
I want to say, not. Did Gordy have a pair of those as well?
Not offhand, I don't remember.
Okay. So far, Travis Bohem says between trunks and boots, he'd say boots.
Yeah,
I would say boots too, because trunks look like a little pair of underwear.
Well, it
And
depends. If
they
you
are.
get somebody that wears like long pants with something on, like a Rick Rude,
yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't want a pair of his. If you're gonna get tights, you wouldn't want his.
The one with the Ultimate Warrior on them?
Fantastic.
Incredible.
That'd be
Get the
funny
one
as
with
shit,
Cheryl
to be
Roberts
honest
on
with
it.
you. Well, but really, if you're gonna get a pair of tights, that would be a solid one to get.
Now,
Now, Steve Austin, just black Speedo,
Yeah.
kind of boring.
would
Doesn't
you
do much.
would you say you probably should have a mannequin to display them on, or how? I would assume you'd have to if you're going to display them, right?
Not necessarily, man. I got a set of autographed boxing trunks just in a shadow box in my basement.
Okay. Interesting. If you were okay, your favorite sport, Liam, is what? Hockey?
I haven't watched hockey in like 7 or 8 years, so no,
Okay.
not anymore.
Would you? Okay, this goes for either one of you guys, and I'm not trying to say this is to be goofy or anything, but if who's your favorite pro sport athlete? But
Any sport at all?
any sport, yes. Oh hell, here we hold on, here we go.
Oh fuck.
Here we go. Hold on. I'm trying to answer this damn thing. Here we go.
Hey, Freeland, sorry I'm a little late. My stupid phone was updating, so that happened. Yeah, that match was WrestleMania 18. Someone, I think they knew Tajiri or something. Like, he knew some Japanese film director, and with an Edge and Booker T both wanted the role, and that's how they fought at WrestleMania for a fake Japanese shampoo commercial. I mean, it happened. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. That's riveting.
But he puts things into perspective. I didn't even know that happened. Would you? Okay, who's your favorite sports athlete?
I'd probably be Austin Matthews.
Now, who the hell's Austin Matthews?
He's a hockey player.
Okay,
Captain of the Leafs.
Okay,
He's not
would
the
you
captain,
would you
assistant
take a signed
Whatever.
jockstrap?
signed jockstrap?
Yes.
The fuck is the matter with you?
No,
Fine,
No,
jockstrap.
I'm just asking questions here.
Nobody
depending
wants
on,
that.
No, but if somebody said, "Hey, you know how people throw gloves out and baseball players throw their batting gloves out," would you take us? Would you take it
Yeah,
out of glove?
here's the
Support
underwear I
duck.
just had
Yeah.
shoved up my ass crack. Anybody want it? No.
Yeah, and I'll wear it every Tuesday night on my head.
Jesus.
I'll
You
change
were
my
wrong
name
with
to Aldo Montoya.
Yeah. The Portuguese man of war.
You definitely, you're saying you would pass on that.
Yeah.
All right. Just
I
it's a
like
question.
my memorabilia, but there's a line.
Question's a question. All right,
Doesn't need to be asked sometimes.
with that being said, that's everything that I have right now. Anything that you guys have on your mind right now? Anything whatsoever wrestling related? Anything on your mind? Please share with me.
Let's go to the
Share
plugs.
with me.
Oh god. Just stop that.
Go to the plugs. We're gonna
Got
plug
this-
people. All right,
No,
let's
we're
go
gonna
ahead.
plug ourselves.
We are gonna
Yeah,
plug
I'm
ourselves.
not plugging nobody other than me.
Let's first go to the S Man. Tell us what you want to plug.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter.
Follow him on
GotMove229. Freeland,
Follow him.
shut your cock washer. That's enough out of you. You follow me on Twitter at GotNoof2291. And actually,
Come on, S Man.
I hate
Continue.
you. And I'm contemplating starting my own.
Contemplating starting what? I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh my god.
Continue. I'm done.
I'm contemplating starting to see a shrink. That's what you've done to me.
I have. I'm sorry.
No, I'm contemplating starting a little wooden toy building business.
Oh, I
on the
like
side.
it.
Yeah, making toy cars and trucks and trains and tow trucks and boats and stuff like that. All proceeds to be donated to the local food bank or the food sharing program at schools in the area.
That's tremendous. That's awesome. I think that's really cool that you're using your talents for a good cause.
Thank you. Now I'm done. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming out. Liam, what's new with you? How are you tonight?
All right, Liam Savage, go ahead and do your plugs.
Do my what?
Plugs. Plug yourself.
Butt plug? What was that, Freeland? You want a butt plug? What? I'm sorry, we don't have any of those right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, come back another time. Shut
Just
you the
sit
fuck
down
down,
and-
didn't I? Okay. Anyways. Motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm the one talking. I thought, well, there we go. Okay. I'm on the screen now. And if you're listening on audio, you're like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know. I don't run the show. So if you guys want to follow me, go to my Twitter, Savage Liam. My link tree is up there. I have a YouTube channel, some of you might have heard about. And just put up some Tri-State Wrestling Alliance shows that are getting quite a good response. For anybody that's not aware, that was kind of the formation or the building blocks for ECW when it became Eastern Championship Wrestling. So, if you'd like to watch some of those shows, they're available on my channel. Like I said, just hit my link tree, and I got more stuff going up in the next couple of days, hopefully. And there you go, people. And you're probably going to keep it on me for an uncomfortably long time.
How many subscribers do you have right now on your YouTube?
Oh, about, I think last count was like 653.
Wow. Once you get to 1,000, we're going to be jumping on yours to do super chats.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be happening. So,
People keep subscribing. Keep subscribing to Liam's.
thank you. And to
Absolutely.
ours. To ours. As
To
well.
ours as well.
Yes.
To ours as well. You got a ECW shirt on right now. Go ahead and show that off.
That's the, let's see, the November to Remember 95 shirt that my buddy made. Yeah, Sabu on there, and Terry Funk, and Tommy Dreamer, and Mick Foley, and all those good people.
Very nice.
There you go.
How's the social life treating you right now?
I'm married. I don't have one.
Liam, how's the social life? Pretty good?
I didn't know I had one either.
You have a social life. Come on, right? You got a social life.
I've got tickets for a beer festival next, not this weekend, but the weekend after. That should
Okay.
be interesting. And
I didn't get this phone call.
I'm sorry. And this week, I think I'm going to Toronto to buy some albums on Saturday. And other than that, I start my new job next Monday, and yeah, hopefully I don't fuck it up.
Oh, I think you're gonna do great. I'm happy for you.
Oh, I hope so.
You'll do fine.
Yeah.
Positivity.
What's the temp right now in the garage?
I don't fucking know. Am I a meteorologist?
Well, I can see your breath. I mean, do you have any hot chocolate out there?
No, but I have this, this coffee milk stout. Remember the one I was showing you? Oh, delicious. Really warming me up.
Is it creamy?
Even though it's cold. It is. It's moist as well.
I love moist.
There you
Moist and creamy. Oh, I love it. All right, guys, you can follow me on social media as well if you so desire. I am at Mike Freeland, MikeFreeland, no space in between. Don't give me a double E. Also, check out the Freeland 5 each and every day. We talk about the 5 most trending news stories in wrestling as it crosses all the major wrestling websites. I talk about them. I give you my opinion. Show drops every single day. So 5 days a week, you're going to get an edition of the Freeland 5 as well. I'm also going to be releasing some more chapters with the book club, which should be really good. Hopefully we'll be moving on with that. And that seems to be everything. All right. So for the Writ, who is unfortunately not able to be with us this evening, for Anton Heidnick, who is also indisposed this evening. He's busy as well. For the Butt, for Liam Savage, I am Mike Freeland. We will catch you next week on Front Row Material.
Bye-bye.
And the outro. Anytime you're ready. Are you having problems, Freeland?